Star Wars is by far LEGO's most successful theme and is widely considered to be their poster child. LEGO has been releasing Star Wars sets since 1999, all the way up to modern day, creating some of the best-selling and most beloved sets of all time throughout all of their themes. Along the way, there have been some sets that almost made it to shelves, or even some that never made it out of production. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at some of those sets. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. I'm Adam or Adam Bricks, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, by far the most infamous of LEGO's cancelled Star Wars sets has to be the Yavin 4 base. Now, I'm sure many of you know about this, as this set was featured in the Star Wars Visual Dictionary back in 2009. I think the set was a great concept, as we see now with the new Yavin 4 base being released, and it is an absolute beautiful set now in 2023. It's strange that they didn't release this, as I think it would have gone really well with the 2009 wave. Now, obviously, I think the new model is significantly better, but it would have been really interesting to be able to compare the two side by side, similar to what M&R Productions did. So, overall, very interesting set. Kind of wish they released it, but I'm glad we have it now in 2023 with the new updated version. Many of you are probably familiar with the tank droid and the model released back in 2005 with the Wookiee attack set. But did you know there was a mini set based off of that was supposed to be released in the same year? It was a mini set to be released alongside the others like the ARC 170 Starfighter from that year, and it had a very similar coloring to the tank in the Wookiee attack set. It's actually not a bad design, and besides the coloring similar to the large scale version, I couldn't find any particular information as to why it wasn't released, but I did find the instructions were on the LEGO website for a while and then later put on Brickset as a vaulted file. Now, according to Lost Collectibles Wiki, this set only had instructions for a very short period on the actual LEGO website. So it was planned to be released that year, but something fell through. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I couldn't really find anything in particular as to what was going on, but nevertheless, I think it would have been a really cool set to go alongside the other mini-scale sets from the 2005 wave. Another very famous piece of cancelled LEGO Star Wars history wasn't a set, but rather a minifigure included in a set that was later added. Now, many of you know this set. It is the Finch Dallow minifigure. It was from set number 75188, Resistance Bomber, that came out in 2018. The Finch Dallow minifigure was originally not part of the set. It was actually just a generic Resistance pilot. But to be more accurate to the movies, in the opening scene of The Last Jedi, where Finch Dallow was supposed to be in the pilot instead of the Resistance bomber, LEGO later decided to replace the original minifigure with the new updated Finch Dallow minifigure. The set was reissued in 2018 and was only on shelves for a very short period. This minifigure is now considered quite rare, and if you want to get him new, it's going to cost you upwards of $1,000 Canadian. Seems a bit excessive for a minifigure, I think, but it is a rare minifigure, and I understand the collectible value of it, but maybe not for the price that he's going for. Now, back in 2014, LEGO released another LEGO Star Wars Visual Dictionary, and within it was a page featuring an excerpt on a cancelled LEGO Star Wars set called the Self-Propelled Heavy Artillery Walker, later known as a UTAT, originally featured in Attack of the Clones. From what I've gathered and found about the set, it would have been included as part of the original Clone Wars waves from 2008 and 2009. I think the set would have fit in really well. I don't know how they still haven't made this set to this day. I think it's a beautiful model. It was a very integral part of Attack of the Clones 2 when they kind of shot that Separatist ship down. It could have been really good, maybe a few Phase 1 clones, a Jedi, maybe some battle droids, maybe a spider droid build or something like that. It always amazes me that LEGO still hasn't released this UTAT set, and hopefully we'll get one in the near future. Way back in 2002, when LEGO Star Wars was really starting to pop off, they created models for 3 creatures that were featured in Attack of the Clones during the Battle of Geonosis. These included the Acklay, the Reek, and the Nexu. As you may remember from the movie, these were the 3 creatures that were supposed to kill Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme, but ultimately failed, of course, and were later killed. So in 2002, around the time of Attack of the Clones, LEGO made these models. And it wouldn't be revealed until 3 years later when Revenge of the Sith was released. They were featured at the 2005 LEGO Star Wars Weekend event that was held in California at Legoland. The builds for the creatures were what you would have expected from 2002. I have an image here, albeit it's a little bit blurry, but you can see the design and the general concept for the Acklay. They decided to make it a blue color instead of green, which was inaccurate. I'm not really sure why they went with that. Very strange. They also made the design for the Reek and Nexu using old parts from the dinosaur theme back in the early 2000s. Very interesting. It's an old piece of LEGO history and was never released. Speaking on the topic, I think it would be really cool if LEGO released a Geonosis arena set with all 3 of these creatures in it. Now, there's been some leaks from the LEGO warehouse, so I'll just go over these ones pretty quick. There was a bus from Watto from 1999, and it was supposed to go alongside the Darth Maul bus from 2000, I think it was 2000, and it was later unreleased. I have a photo here showing what it would have looked like. You can kind of see it in the left corner of that kind of display they have on the wall. Although it is a prototype, it actually looked pretty decent, and I kind of wish they released it. They also had plans for a Hyena droid in UCS form back in the Clone Wars days. I'm kind of glad this one never came out. I really don't think it would have sold that well. People don't really like the Hyena droid. I don't mind it personally, but I know it's not really one of their top sellers. I also couldn't find any photos for that set. There was also rumors for a Naboo scout ship and a Geonosian super tank. And I think it's best that most of these stayed in production, although I would have loved to see that Watto bust on shells. Would have been really cool. So that wraps up the video, guys. I know this was a bit of a different video than normal, but I wanted to try something different, and I really enjoyed making this video. I actually learned a few things about LEGO Star Wars that I didn't know. And if you learned a few things, make sure to follow and leave a like on the video. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And I also wanted to give a good shout out to all the new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.